Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Corsham Rec, home to the Bences Bastards, one of two teams whose records remain unscathed after week 2 of the COVID Corsham School Fantasy Football League. Attempting to scathe their record today, on this overcast afternoon in Wiltshire, unbeaten in their own right, Dave Brown's boys. My co-commentator today, a man who always has a sunny outlook, Gavin Gooseberry.
Hello, Dave. I have indeed, my friend, and I'm feeling good today. I've been very much looking forward to this fixture between two teams who I admire. Dave Brown's boys, an attacking outfit with a stacked midfield, and a duo of bigger boys who look like they've got plenty of goals in them this season. And the Bences Bastards. But I'm probably not supposed to talk about them, is it?
Of course you are, Gavin. I should perhaps explain for those of you at home, our broadcasting company has recently received several complaints of impartiality in some of our match commentary, particularly regarding my co-commentator and former Bences bastard, Gavin Gooseberry, and his former teammate, Ben Powles. Gavin, the professional that he is he takes these concerns very seriously and is taking precautions today to not let his loyalty and unabashed love for his former club interfere with the enjoyment of our broadcast for supporters of all clubs. Gavin, would you like to explain what you brought with you today?
Yeah, I suppose. Like you said, Dave, I don't want no one getting pissed off on that if I accidentally cheer for the people's champion Bences Bastards during commentary. But as a football fan, you know what it's like. So I've brought along with me today a pillow that I will be using to muffle my delight or anguish when necessary.
Yes, I won't say what's embroidered onto the face of the pillow, but hopefully it will suffice in maintaining impartiality during our...
It's a proud emblem of the people's champions, Dave. What a bastard! You gotta let me get one in, innit? Well, anyway, how are you, Dave? Forgive me for saying, but you look a little tired. They working you too hard?
To be quite honest, Gavin, I've spent the last couple of nights on the sofa after an argument with my wife about her book club got out of hand. So I've been counting the hours until kick-off here today, a welcome release from home life, and this match promises to be, at the very least, the highlight of my week. The atmosphere is electric here at Meriton Avenue, where the expectations have been rising each week among Bences Bastards fans, after wins against Jaipur Takeaway and Up in Smoke FC in their opening 2 fixtures. I'm told the Costcutter sold out of its match day special offer, buy one get one free on 12 packs of lager, by 10 o'clock this morning. The home fans raucous, in stark contrast to the away contingent, who have also turned out in numbers today to support Dave Brown's boys. Never have I seen so much brown and beige, so many ill-fitting pairs of trousers, and so many anoraks venture from Pickwick across the Bath Road, through the neighbourhoods and back alleys as far as this hallowed turf. Both sets of fans expectant, with kick-off minutes away. Just time for Gavin Gooseberry to take us through the lineups, including that of the home team.
Okay, thanks, Dave. The visitors today, Dave Brown's boys, a club who I have nothing against. They perhaps don't capture the hearts and minds in quite the same way.
You're doing it already.
Brown's boys are unbeaten in the first 2 weeks, although they may be disappointed to have only come away with a draw against Jaipur Takeaway last week at home, after being fancied to win that one. Manager Matt the Cat Sanchez, ever the Tinker Man, has tweaked his formation this week, although the starting 6 remains the same. In goal, club captain David Laker, looking today to plug the hole of the so far leaky defence of Dave Brown's boys that has conceded 6 goals in its first 2 outings. At centre-back, the ticking time bomb of forgetfulness that has exploded onto the pitch today, Jordan Edwards. Goodness knows what he got up to last night, but he's showed up today sans kit. He's gone digging in the beggar box and found what looked like a pair of jean shorts cut off above the knee. What nubbin wore jean shorts for PE in the first place? Nubbin smart enough to leave him in the beggar box, I suppose. And an Umbro polo shirt, which, to be fair, looks alright on him, but I'm told by our colleagues pitch side it absolutely reeks. Sanchez will be keeping his fingers crossed that this mishap doesn't affect Edwards' performance too much, but with a player who's already struggling for fitness, this is the last thing they needed. Rough start there, but here's where the quality kicks in. A midfield trio this week of Mace, who scored 3 goals already this season, Matty Page, and bigger boy Stuart Tutty. Tutty able to flip between attack and midfield, and this week he's preferred in a deeper role, no doubt to help the midfield cope with the godly skills of Ryan Bush of the Bastards. What are you going to make Bush? And up front, it's the Brownies' even bigger boy, striker Tim Jeffries.
Okay, now, Gavin, it's time to introduce the home team, Bences Lane Bastards.
Finding. Right, well, while Sanchez is the tinker man for Brown's boys, Darren Chipley of the Bastards very much prides himself on an unwillingness to adjust his style of play regardless of the opponent, and he's true to that today. In goal, returning from suspension, to the great delight of a lot of the female fans on the estate, the Scottish Scorcher, Derek Sims. At centre-back, he's our heart and soul, it's Chris Hendry. Chipley's been bragging all week about how Hendry scored more goals than most teams' strikers so far this season. But defensively, he's shown weaknesses, and he's going to have his hands full today with bigger boy Jeffries, especially if that all-star midfield of Brown's boys can keep the service flowing. Keeping with the one in midfield again. And when I say the one, I mean like fucking Neo. I don't care, Dave. A fan of any club knows the man's a class act. He likes his piece from Turner's. He likes them to be mushy. The girls all say he's got a nice tushy. It's bushy. Yeah. That's actually part of a collection of poems I've been working on. And the wingers today, Craig Gingell, the bigger boy, on the right-hand side, and Stuart Deacon, who will be looking to scythe in from the left wing on his heavily favoured right foot whenever possible.
Okay, Gavin, and who's that playing up front?
It's Matty fucking White, Dave. Released from goalkeeping duty this week with the return of Sims. The Great White Goal Shark will be looking to attack centre-back Jordan Edwards of Brown's boys. And there's blood in the water already with Edwards forgetting his kit today. I think it'll be important to see how Bushy copes against the free in midfield of Dave Brown's boys. But Chris Hendry will be pleased he's only facing the one bigger boy up top today in Jeffries. And the match-up in the other third of the pitch with hand-me-down Edwards facing the front three of the Bastards, that's got massacre written all over it.
Thank you, Gavin. So the scene is set. The wreck expects. Gavin Gooseberry has his muffler cushion to hand, and I'll be ignoring my wife's texts for at least the next 2 hours. It's time to take you to the match action between Bences Lane Bastards and Dave Brown's boys. And Hendry of the Bastards, under pressure from Jeffries, loops the ball in the very vague direction of Deacon, but it arrives instead with Matthew Page of the Brown boys. Page, with a good first touch, he squares it to Mace. Mace holds off the challenge from Bush and plays it forward to Tutty. No, Tutty steps over the ball, leaving Hendry struggling to get to Jeffries here. Jeffries licks the shoot, fakes the shot and lays it off to Tutty! A dream start for Dave Brown's boys. Tutty with a cool side-footed finish into the left bottom corner of Derek Sims' net there. Was bickering with Chris Hendry as Tutty celebrates in the corner in front of the away supporters. Binoculars, radio sets and half pints of beer have gone flying already in the away stand, no doubt. My colleague Gavin Gooseberry is taking a moment with his pillow before rejoining us. But it was a slick interchange between the two bigger boys. Tutty, the ingenuity initially to dummy the pass from Mace. Jeffries, the poise to make the right decision in the final third, and Tutty wasn't going to miss from there. Edge of the box, right-footed, swerving away from the keeper. Dave Brown's boys 1, Bences Lane Bastards 0.
Come on, lads.
I don't know why my wife invites her. The woman is obnoxious, and I'm sick of having her in my house, sitting in my chair every third Thursday of the month. I hear you, Dave. I know she's your wife's friend, but she sounds like a right bitch. Anyway, Derek Sims prepares to take the goal kick here for the Bences Lane Bastards. He chips it daintily into the midfield cauldron where Bush chests it down, challenged by Tutty. Bush uses his body well and plays it to the right side, just across the halfway line to Gingell. He's faced by Mace, but Gingell hits a long crossfield ball here, curling towards Deacon, who's going to have to chase this down, and he's done well. Incredible pace from Deacon. Pace is struggling back to that corner for Dave Brown's boys to cover. Deacon controls, and he's going to have to wait for support here. It's arriving in the form of White, making a run to the far post, and Gingell is arriving on the edge of the box. But Deacon plays it backwards instead to Ryan Bush. Bush 35 yards out. From left to right, sets it up. Bush! Oh, Ryan Bush! Oh, a curling shot across the goal of Laker. It was a full stretch. It's into the top right corner of the goal. Wonderful finish from Ryan Bush. He had support, but he didn't think twice about pulling the trigger there. A top strike from a man on top of his game. Oh, no disrespect to fans of any club, but what a goal from Bushy! Gingell with a great diagonal to start the move. Deacon with the speed to collect, and Bushy bends one in the top bin. Laker had no chance. Yes, many predicted goals in this one, and we've got them already. We're still less than 15 minutes in, and the home team have drawn level. Tutty strokes it across field to Mace, who, under pressure from Gingell, plays it back to Edwards, White bearing down on him. Edwards takes no chances there and slices it into touch on this near side. Gingell runs to gather the ball quickly and take the throw. To Bush. Oh, a nice little turn away from Tutty there from Bush. He spreads the play to Deacon on the left side. Bush giving as good as he gets so far in this battle in the midfield with Tutty. Deacon surging down the left side here. Jordan Edwards in pursuit. The loose thread of his jean shorts toing and froing in the wind as he struggles to stay in front of Deacon. Fakes left and he cuts on in on his right here, Deacon. He's 30 yards out. Another touch. Oh, and he lashes it wide of David Laker's goal. Off to the right-hand side. Oh, Deacon's got to use Matty White there. He'd taken up a great position in the space. Edwards vacated, chasing the ball. Deacon just needed to slip it through to him. Instead, he blazed it wide. Disappointing. I mean, from a neutral standpoint, we want to see goals, innit? No disrespect to Dave Brown's boys or nothing. Oh, the bellend who turned up in the Hawaiian shirt is certainly never coming back to my house again. I saw to that. I don't care if my wife still sees him at a yoga class. Oh, Hendry there pokes the ball away from Mace, but it rolls only as far as Edwards. Bastards high pressure, lapsing momentarily here. Perhaps the stench wafting from Edwards' beggar box shirt the reason, perhaps fatigue. But Edwards has time and he plays it to Tutty, who's dropped deep here. He turns on the ball and shifts it out to Paish, who's hugging the left touchline this time. Mason switched to the right. Paish met by Hendry, who's been dragged wide here. Paish stutter steps and he pushes the ball ahead of himself down the line, and Hendry can't keep up. Here comes the left-footed cross. It's good. It's to the near post. Jeffries. Oh, what a save by Sims. A powerful header on the run from Jeffries, who got in front of Bush there at the near post, but his header repelled by, what second glance there, appears to be the face of Derek Sims, actually. He knew less about that save than I thought at first viewing. Yes, Simsy took one in the schnoz there for the team. You could hear the ladies gasp in the crowd as Sims took that hit in the face, but they'll be relieved he's alright and handsome as ever. More importantly, it stayed 1-1. No disrespect to anyone or nothing. And it's Chris Hendry for the Bastards. And another aimless ball from Hendry that Gingell will chase up the right here, but Edwards for the Browns boys should be able to shepherd this ball out. Gingell is quick. Edwards having to use his strength to hold him off. cut off jean shorts, perhaps not practical for football, but you can really see the definition in Edwards' quadriceps there as he struggles against the bigger boy, and the ball rolls out for a goal kick there.
You should see Bushy's quadriceps, Dave. They're much more toned than Edwards.
And there won't be time for Laker to take the goal kick. Referee Paul Inskip has blown the whistle for half-time. After a thrilling opening 15 minutes, there's big cause for both teams to be frustrated since, with Dave Brown's boys being pinned back in their own half often, and the need for their midfield to drop back and support Edwards in defence, and the Bastards struggling to find a way through the iron curtain of the Brownies' midfield and fully unleash their front three. Frustrating at times, perhaps, but nothing compared to what I've been dealing with in my own home on Thursdays for the last 6 months.
Well, I found it a fascinating half of football myself, Dave. There were 1 or 2 players out there looking pretty gassed already. It's only the end of the first half. They'll get a rest, but I expect things to open up a lot more in the second half. Both teams have got firepower up front, and they haven't quite got the service right yet, but what part of Chris Hendry or Jordan Edwards' performance so far makes you think they won't be giving up more goals in the second half? I don't know. We'll have to see, I suppose. You do a lot for her, I know that, Dave. You haven't done a lot wrong as far as I can tell. She should sleep on a sofa if she's the one getting all diva on you, mate.
Never a truer word spoken there, Gavin. As Dave Brown's boys come forward with Tutty, who's striding purposefully forward through the midfield, and he plays it out to the right-hand side, where Paish takes the ball in stride. Jeffries looming ominously in the box. Paish is watched by Deacon. Paish with a little slow it down, speed it up, and he's beaten Deacon. And he's looking to get the cross in with the right foot. Jeffries can't reach it with the head, nor can keeper Sims, who attempts to punch it. It comes out to Mace on the other side, switching onto his right foot. Oh, and he blazes it over the bar. A little hasty there from Craig Mace. A bit more composure needed. It was good work up the right from Paish, and he had Jeffries, who was trying to connect to the near post, and had he done so, surely the visitors would be ahead right now.
Yeah, it's squeaky bum time already for the Bastards fans. The Brown boys are a lot to cope with when they can break through that initial Bastards line of pressure. Mace will feel he should have done better there, probably.
Chris Hendry for the Bastards now, clearing up and searching down the right side for Gingell, who has his work cut out to get to that before Craig Mace does. Oh, but Gingell does so. He uses his strength and his body to get between the ball and defender, and he's able to advance up the wing now. Mace stays with Gingell, and Ryan Bush comes across for the Bastards to give Gingell a short option, which he takes. Bush, one touch to set, and he looks to whip a ball in. Oh, towards White! Oh! It trickles across the face of the goal after a faint touch, I think there from Matthew D. White, and it rolls wide. Lakers relieved. White is frustrated, and Bush is very handsome and very good at football. Quality service there, Gavin.
Oh, what I would give to be able to bend it like Bushy. Gingell very industrious at the right there. Bush with an almost inch-perfect pass. Matty D. White, I don't know how he's made contact ahead of Edwards and not hit the target there. It's beyond me.
Deacon breaks up the pass from Mace, and it ricochets to Tutty, who quickly moves it on to Matthew Paish. They're going backwards here, Brown's boys, struggling to get the passing game working so far in this second half. Paish is hassled by Gingell, who dispossesses him now. The two blonde bombshells tussling for possession, and it's Gingell who manages to poke it to a teammate in the pleasing form of Ryan Bush, who takes it beautifully in his stride. He slots it through the gap to Matthew D. White here, with his back to goal 35 yards out. Being marshalled by Edwards. The stench of Edwards' shirt must be overwhelming the senses of Matthew D. White at this point. And Bush has made a surging run into the box. He's on the other side of Tutty. Paish coming to help. White chips the ball up, tries to flick it over the top, and he does so, and it reaches Bush. Bush controls off the chest, and he slips it past David Laker. 2-1. 2 for Ryan Bush. Gavin Gooseberry is going to need a minute here, but it was a quick, incisive move from the Bastards.
after they won the ball in midfield. White held the ball up nicely and released a clever little dink over his shoulder and over the Brown boys' defensive line. And Bush, who'd made a lung-busting run to support the attack, caressed the ball with his chiseled chest and side-footed past a helpless David Laker. Oh, Dave, probably best if I don't comment on that one. Mwah! Beauty! Ryan Bush slowly emerges from a horde of Bences Lane teammates there. He wipes his hair from his eyes after that wild celebration in front of the home fans. And in much the same way, I'm wiping the saliva of my co-commentator from my forehead at this point. The Bastards lead here at Corsham Rec, 2-1 with just under an hour played. And the birds in the audience beginning to coo as the ball rolls all the way back to Bences Lane goalkeeper Derek Sims. He controls it and side foots it ever so nonchalantly to Chris Hendry, who has some time on the ball here. Jeffries, the lone man for Brown's boys, chasing up top, slowly arrives to offer some resistance, and Hendry is thankful to find Bush, who's in a pocket of space here, just inside his own half. Bush efficient with his touches and chips a lovely ball out to Deacon on the left side. Controls and he shoots it forward there to Matty D. White, close to the edge of the box here on the left side. And Deacon immediately goes scurrying up the wing looking for the return ball, which is forthcoming from White. Deacon's beaten pace for pace again up that side, and he advances to the ball now. A couple of step-overs. Oh, he plays it inside to Bush, who turns nicely away from Mace there, and he's looking to thread the needle to Gingell, who's making a far run past Edwards. Gingell buries it hard and low into the bottom left corner, and it's pandemonium here. Another sweeping passing move from Bences Lane. The pick of those passes, the assist from Bush, and the bigger boy Gingell never looked likely to miss from there. An accurate and powerful finish, doubling the home side's advantage and the visitors' woes. The home crowd here, especially the ultras in the Darren Shipley stand at the opposite end, are going absolutely berserk. Jubilant scenes.
Fuck off back to Pickwick, la 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 la, la 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 la. Fuck off back to Pickwick, fuck off back to Pickwick, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Oh, sorry,
Fuck
Dave.
off back to Pickwick,
Oh, it was
fuck
a
off back to
lovely
Pickwick,
passing
la,
move
la,
there
la,
from
la.
Bences Lane. From one side to the other. Deacon, incredible pace again, and Bushy always knows how to pick the right pass, and it was most certainly to Gingell there. Gingell, a cool finish. Come on. Sorry, I won't, Dave. Sorry.
There's been a delay here on the pitch as a fair amount of debris needed to be removed from the field following that Bastards goal. The stewards tasked with that job ironically received a second, perhaps larger wave of projectiles showered upon them as they attempted to clear the pitch initially, which only added to the delay. But we're just about set to restart here with Dave Brown's boys finding their backs very much against the wall here in the second half. Jeffries kicks off deep into his own half where Mace receives the ball on the left side. Mace looks to Edwards at centre-back, but he's haunched over, hands on his knees, as he's been since the Bastards' goal went in.
He looks fucked, doesn't he? He needs to suck it up, though, because Dave Brown's boys cannot afford to concede another here.
Mace instead plays the ball across field to the opposite wing, where Paish kills the ball with a deft touch. Jeffries is peeling over to that side, trying to make himself available. He's tracked by Hendry. Paish weighs up his options, and he's looking more central to the forward run of Tutty, who's bursting into the space vacated by Jeffries. Hendry's not at home, and Tutty takes it nicely out of the air and passes Bush as he does so. This could be a chance. Sims is rushing out. Tutty fakes, takes it past him. He's got wide, but oh, he scores! Stuart Tutty puts Dave Brown's boys immediately back in contention, having just conceded a third. A visionary ball from Paish, who did well to see the whole pitch there. And Tutty went bulldozing through the heart of the Bastards midfield, rounded Sims and slotted home from a tight angle.
Fucking baller.
Yeah,
I suppose it was a good pass. But Hendry's got to do better there. He's got to know better than to get sucked out of position so easily. If Jeffries had received it on the right, he could have recovered and got to him. But Tutty receiving the ball in that type of area up the middle is another matter. Sims has got to do better for me as well, to be honest. If he sees the play develop a bit earlier, he could have been on him and made Tutty's life more difficult. But in the end, he's stranded in no man's land, and Tutty's made him look a bit of a knobend. Come on, lads. You don't need to take that shit, Dave.
You know what, you're right, Gavin. I need to put my foot down. She can shove her every third Thursday up her fanny. Fuck that book. David Laker now pumping the ball forward with a goal kick. Jeffries and Hendry duel in the air, and it's Hendry's head who sends it looping back into Dave Brown's half. But Tutty quickly gathers the ball and plays it out wide here to Paish, who's been a danger man whichever side he's popped up on. Paish looks to take Gingell on the outside here up the left wing. He does so. He retrieves the ball. He's got the two bigger boys in the box jostling for position. Paish switches back on his right foot here. He fakes the cross and back on his left. Swings it in. Near post flick on. Tutty. Oh, and Jeffries at the far post. Couldn't get to it. A glancing flick on from Stuart Tutty at the near post. And, oh, just couldn't connect with his fellow bigger boy there. Rolled out for a goal kick. Relief for Sims and Hendry. The Bastards' last line of defence. Tutty showed good awareness there with a flick on. But Jeffries, fully outstretched at the far post, couldn't connect. Too close for comfort there, Dave. Ugh. Another dangerous ball in from Page. Those bigger boys are looking very threatening at the moment. The Bastards, Chris Hendry especially, hanging on for dear life here. Bences Lane dropping deeper and deeper here in this final 10 minutes. Wingers Deacon and Gingell have joined Bush in the midfield, leaving Matty White on his lonesome up front. And he's hardly had a sniff since that second Tutty strike for Dave Brown's boys. The away team in the ascendance here with Mace, who's being closed down by the ever-energetic Stuart Deacon, who's been excellent today. Mace looks to slip it through to Tutty, but Chris Hendry comes crunching in for the Bastards, and the ball bounces back to Jordan Edwards, who keeps it moving for the Brownies, back to Mace, who thinks about having a run at Gingell. He thinks better of it, and instead plays it back to Edwards. Tutty, frustrated there, not to receive it from Mace, runs towards Edwards, and he pretty much tackles his teammate there in order to take possession. The bigger boy on a hat-trick and clearly intent on putting his team on his back here. Tutty dribbling forward, up the middle. Slides it down the avenue there to Jeffries, who controls well on the edge of the box. Surrounded by white shirts though. The outlets to Paish, who's joining the attack here up the left. Paish is greeted by Gingell, who looks to make the tackle, but Paish steps out of it and lays it back to Jeffries. Jeffries shimmies one way and he tries to turn and shoot. Oh, and it's just over the bar for Tim Jeffries. The home fans relieved there as a promising move came to nothing for Brown's boys. Jeffries turning in on his right foot. Connected cleanly, but it was always rising. Sims will take his sweet time retrieving the ball here. He'll be in no rush to take this goal kick. Fucking hell, Dave. I'll have nightmares about these bigger boys that the Bastards can't hold on here. They've defended well as a team, to be fair, especially in these last 20 minutes. Bences Lane look like they've got the stamina to keep it up a little longer, but Tutty and Jeffries are as dangerous as ever for Brown's boys. Oh, but Bush wins it from Paish there. Perhaps a final good deed in what's been an exceptional performance from Bush. He chips it forward to Gingell, who's on the right-hand side here, and keeps it in play, and he'll be more than happy to take this down the sideline towards the corner flag. Edwards is dead on his feet, so it's Mace that comes rushing over to try and dispossess Gingell. Oh, but that's it. The final whistle sounds. The Bences Lane Bastards maintain their 100% record in front of their adoring home fans here. For Dave Brown's boys, it's a game they'll feel they could have gotten something from, but in the end, the people's champions held on for a memorable victory. Managers Darren Chipley and Matt Sanchez shake hands respectfully there. However, Chipley then makes a less than respectful hand gesture towards the executive box of Dave Brown. This is a result that will no doubt further stoke tensions between Sanchez and Chairman Brown. Chipley not helping there, I suspect.
What a game it was, Dave. Oh, I'm glad I had my muffler pillow for this one, because it's very emotional. We'll no doubt receive some more complaints if I tell you how I'm feeling right now.
Need I ask, Gavin, who your man of the match is today?
No, you need not, Dave. A blind man could see that the best player on the pitch today was Ryan Bush. He looks spiffing in the white and red, and even when times got hard there, his bone structure is fantastic, and he was at the heart of everything good for the Pastors today.
Thank you, Gavin. Well, that just about brings our broadcast to a close here. Just time for Gavin Gooseberry to say farewell.
Cheers, Anne.
And from me, Dave Mattingly, and all of the team here, take care of one another, enjoy life, and don't, whatever you do, let your wife start a book club.